Is becoming Pakistan's army chief the surest way to get wealthy? That will be our focus as a report out of Pakistan talks about its outgoing army chief and his family having turned billionaires. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo story. Our focus today on our neighboring country, Pakistan, which finally has a new army chief, General Asim Munir, who has, of course, also previously been head of the country's ISI. But as the new chief gets a lot of the headlines, other media space, both in Pakistan and globally, is being occupied by a very different set of headlines. And these concern Pakistan's outgoing chief, General Qamar Bajwa, who has, of course, been at loggerheads with Imran Khan. A report by a Pakistan based website, Facts Focus, speaks about how General Bajwa was able to amass billions, not just him, but also his family members, ever since he took charge of Pakistan's military in 2016. After the report came out, initially the response of the government was to investigate how his tax returns and his tax papers were leaked instead of asking the question, how did this happen at all? And what does it say about the influence of Pakistan's military? Does it mean a direct access to assets, to businesses, to properties, and to enormous wealth? Joining us today is the journalist, the editor who, in fact, broke this story and revealed this story. We are going to be speaking in a moment from now to Usman Manzoor. There he is, the editor of Facts Focus, that, as I said, first brought this story before the world. Usman, big scoop, congratulations. How did you reach this conclusion? And I have the figure here that General Bajwa and his family amassed 12.7 billion rupees in assets after taking charge, that they became billionaires effectively after he took over the Pakistan military. Usman.
Thank you, Barkha, for having me on your show. First of all, I would like to clarify that I did not break this story. My reporter and colleague Ahmed Noorani broke this story. Though we have been working on this story for the past 3 years, our whole team has been working on this story. But it is not me who has broken the story. It's Ahmed Noorani who broke the story, and the credit goes to him. As a journalist, we should give the due credit to the person who has the
Absolutely. I
information.
stand, I stand corrected on that. And
No, no,
congratulations to
no,
Ahmed.
no,
Yes,
that's not true.
yes,
But we are part of the team, and we are proud that we have done so many stories that have shaken the Pakistani politics and the Pakistani powerful elite, and this is one of them. And secondly, yeah, we are talking about the individual General Bajwa, General Qamar Javed Bajwa, and not the institution of the army. Because when the information started pouring in, it was not easy for us to get it checked and get it verified, and then we started when we started verifying it. It took us months and months, and yes, we have concluded that the immediate family of General Qamar Javed Bajwa, they became billionaires after the general was elevated to the post of Chief of Army
So,
Staff
so,
in
so, so therefore,
2016.
so therefore, there's a direct connection between him becoming army chief and the fact that his family is able to then amass these billions. You talk specifically about his wife.
That's what the fact says. That's
Yes.
what the fact says. These are facts. We have not concluded anything that any corruption has happened, or any wealth that has been amassed illegally. But we have just put the facts before the public that before 2016, these family they were not tax filers. They had no money or a little money in their bank accounts or in their tax returns. And in the past 6 months, these members of the family and the his daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law of General Qamar Javed Bajwa, she also became billionaire just 10 days before her marriage. So we have just raised the questions, and we have put the facts before the public, and we are very happy, and because the finance minister has endorsed our story that the documents that have been released by the fact checkers
Actually the
are
Pakistan finance
authentic.
minister, hang on, Usman. The Pakistan finance minister actually wanted an investigation not into the wealth, but into how these
Yeah,
leaked in how they
That's
live.
what I tweeted as well. That's what I tweeted the other day. And he actually endorsed our story that the documents that we have released are authentic. Now we have to check that who has released these documents. That's what he ordered. He should have ordered how this wealth has been amassed, or how there is a big jump in the wealth statement of these six people. But instead of that, he was after the person who, or persons who just leaked that information. So
Now,
we are happy
Imran,
that at
can you?
least they have endorsed it. No one has denied
Yes,
the story right till now. Barkha,
yes.
no one has denied our story. No rebuttal has been issued. Only there has been only one statement, and that also endorsed our story.
What has been the response from General Bajwa's family or himself?
No one has responded yet,
Okay.
and,
Can you
and we will be
explain?
happy to receive any response.
Can you explain to our audience in India, especially, what is the kind of wealth, what form it took? In particular, you speak about General Bajwa's wife, who you say went from, I think, what, 0 to 2 billion in value. Can you talk a little bit about this? What did your investigation actually find specifically?
Well, Barkha, it is common in Pakistan and maybe in India that we have read over the past 3, 4 decades that anyone who gets to the power, his relatives also start amassing wealth. So it's not a new phenomena in Pakistan or in South Asia in particular. But in this case, the person was holding the office of the chief of army staff of Pakistan, and his wife was not a tax filer before 2016, and within last 6 years she has received so many plots. She has received commercial plazas in DHEs, Lahore, and she has received or she has declared that she has got some farmhouses in Islamabad and plots as well. Now, let me again just clarify one thing, that these all things, the plots in DHAs and the farmhouses and the plazas, these are out of the reach of the middle class in Pakistan. Only the rich can afford right now. And she has amassed that in 6 years. She has declared that she has around 2 billion rupees
And
worth of
and and and,
property.
and, and and the important thing here is this is all declared wealth. This is not hidden wealth.
Yes. That's the point. That these are the things that they have declared before the tax authorities, and the tax authorities have not asked them that how did you get this money overnight, or you had zero wealth last year and now it has jumped to some 200, 300 million, and the next year again you are adding some a few hundred millions more. They have not asked them. They only just kept on receiving their documents, and these are those things which have been declared. There are so many other things that have not been declared. We are working on it, and when we are sure and we are confident enough that these also belong to these families, we will also release that data as well.
So, you spoke about South Asia, and of course, while India has had its share of political corruption scandals, I will tell you about the Indian military that once our generals retire, they go back to a very middle class life. The maximum perks that they possibly can seek to enjoy is a game on a army or an air force golf course. So, it's a very different military culture. But let me ask you this.
No. Okay. But in Pakistan too, we saw a journal, a very powerful journal, dying in a 1976 car just 2, 3 years ago. So on a road in Karachi. Means the journal, or not every journal or not every military officer amasses wealth in Pakistan too. They do enjoy those golf courses and those club memberships or
And
gymkhana memberships.
nobody grudges them that,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah, yeah. But our last story in 2020 was against General Asim Salim Bajwa. He was also one of the generals who amassed wealth and opened, I guess, 123 companies abroad. But we know that there are a few individuals in the institution. Otherwise, our army is same as the Indian army. and a normal Fauji lives a normal life, and after retirement, he also just only has some cigars and gupshup with his retired fellows at some club, and that's all. That's
Okay.
what they get. I know it,
But
and I know
I
about
was going to ask you,
Indian.
I was going to ask you exactly this, that this is not the first time that you have exposed the links between being a powerful general and being extremely wealthy, and you yourself referenced your earlier story. So how do you explain this? Let's come back to your story. We can have another program comparing
No,
the
no, okay,
differences and
we can
similarities
talk for
between man
hours
and
and
machine.
hours. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
but Barkha, just for the Indian audiences, General Asim Salim Bajwa's story that we broke in 2020, he was associated with General Musharraf, and General Musharraf was the most corrupt person in Pakistan's history from 2099 to 2008. Okay, though we were not able to write about him when he was in power because there have been sanctions, and he was the powerful military dictator of Pakistan. So anyone who was associated with him also amassed wealth. I know it, and General Asim Salim Bajwa was one of them, and he also started making illegal wealth when he was associated with General Musharraf in 2001, I guess, if I am correct, or 2000 or
And would you say General Musharraf
2000. And regarding
was the
this
most?
Kamal Javed Bajwa,
Hang on, one by one. You just said
yeah,
General Musharraf was the most corrupt army chief in
yeah,
Pakistan's history.
yeah.
What made him the most corrupt?
Because he was in the power, he was in power, he was in the power, he was ruling the country, and he was not following any constitution, any laws. If any person goes against went against him, he threw him out. Even when during his last days, when the chief justice did not bow before him, he also kicked him out, and that also resulted in the lawyers movement, and that was the ultimate end of General Musharraf. So he was in power. General Zia was in power. General Ayub and Yahya were in power. Now, regarding this Qamar Javed Bajwa story, General Qamar Javed Bajwa was literally in power in Pakistan politics. He managed the 2018 election. Everyone knew it. We were there in Pakistan. We knew it. Who is managing this election? They brought Imran Khan to power. Everyone knew it. And I also read stories from Indian media in 2018 that they are even Indians knew it, who brought Imran to the power. Okay, when Imran had they did not listen to them, they just kicked him out, just like Nawaz Sharif and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. So anyone who does not listen to them, or who gets taller than them, he is cut to size. And right now, that's what happened with Imran. But General Qamar Javed Bajwa was literally enjoying the power. He was the leader of Pakistan, not Imran Khan. Everyone knew it in Pakistan.
And it's so ironic that today they're of course at loggerheads. Now, my last question to you is this: how do you think? How is your story being received in Pakistan? The people will not be surprised. The Janta, to, of course, thinks that the Fauj is all powerful. But will there be action? Will there be a further probe on this? What
No,
do you think will
no,
happen?
no, no, no. There will be no probe on my story, that I can tell you with authority. And no media has carried our story. No mainstream media, no mainstream journalist has discussed this story in his programs or in the newspapers, because we have been associated with the newspaper industry for 15 years. So we know it, that no one has. Yes, Dawn, only the Dawn carried our story with the headline of finance minister's order of probe against the officers who have leaked this information. And I don't think that there anything will happen to the journals, or the Janta knows it. I know it. Everyone knows it. No one will question them, and they will go scot free.
Well, that's very cynical, but all the more power to you and your team for continuing to report these all important stories. And as you said, Pakistan's finance minister, by ordering a probe into the leak of these documents, has pretty much upheld the validity of these of your report and your
No, no,
exposing
okay,
of
no,
these.
just one last thing. Just a few months back, we broke the story of Imran Khan's debt. watch and Tosha Khana story. That was my story, and Imran has been disqualified upon that story. And the reference that was sent to the Election Commission of Pakistan, that was also based on our document. At that time, the current government that was happy with the story, and right now when they are in good terms with General Bajwa. So right now the PTI or the Pakistan
Yes.
Tehreek-e-Insaf, they are enjoying the story, not the sitting
I,
government. And that
I am smiling because welcome to the life of a journalist. When we confirm
yeah, we know
somebody's
it.
bias, then they like us. When we don't, they hate us. That's the life of a
Yeah.
journalist. Never mind, we have to keep working. Your stories
Yeah.
attracted a lot of global attention. Thank you, Usman. We'll keep talking to you and
Thank you.
following your website's work very closely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to you and your team.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.